Hello everybody, welcome back to Robbo's Winter Workshop episode 2, and today we're talking about suspension. And you're probably thinking, oh, what is going on here with this bike? It's a 2018 300 TPI, it's a customer's bike and we're just preparing it for sale. But the thing we've got to do with it first is sort the suspension out. Now the suspension, what was in this, it was the K-Tech ORVS, that's the off-road valving system in the front forks, and a K-Tech bladder kit in the rear shock, and we're transferring that kit into the new bike and putting the suspension, what was in this, back to standard WP standard setup for a 75 kilo rider. But we're going to try and keep this simple and talk about the suspension. And I'll say now, I'm not an expert, but my colleague who is over there, that's Nick, that's Nick giving us a wave there. He's the guy that does suspension here at Eurotek. Nick's the main mechanic, and he's got a lot of experience in rebuilding suspension setups here, particularly WP stuff. He has worked on other things as well, but he's I would say he's very experienced in WP and the ORVS setup that we're going to be putting in to the new suspension on this 2020 bike today. So let's go over there and talk about it. Right, Nick, just tell me what we've got here on the bench now at the moment. We've got,
so start on this side, you've got a standard piston from the shock absorber, so a standard canister from the shock absorber. This runs a plastic piston with an O-ring in, nitrogen on one side, valving, oil, all the rest of your shock gubbins on the other side. Yeah. So that's the standard way. So you compress your shock, pushes the piston down against the nitrogen pushes it back again. On the bladder side, your nitrogen goes inside the bladder, which is again in a canister.
This is a WP bladder we're looking at.
Yeah, we do WP ones and K-Tech ones.
But both same design, pretty much.
They both do the same thing. They've both got a rubber bladder in there. The bladder contains the nitrogen, and they're more plush in the action. Yeah. Because you haven't got a piston that can stick sometimes running up and down. You've just got a nice flexible bladder.
So that's a resuspension. Yep, looking at the front, we've got two sets of kit here, haven't we?
Yeah. 17 onwards forks, very, very similar. There's some minor tweaks, but to look at, they look identical. This is your standard kit. So you've got a shim stack in the bottom, non-adjustable on your standard forks. This is from the compression side of the damper rod. So you've got bleed holes there and just a plain piston. And then the rebound side's got your shim stack there with your valving on. And then on one fork leg, you've got a compression adjuster. Other fork leg, you've got a rebound adjuster. So you've got limited adjustability. Still good suspension from the box. Can be improved on quite a lot by putting the K-Tech kit in. So the K-Tech kit, you get full shim stacks for both. So you get a compression and a rebound stack for each fork leg, adjustable from the bottom and the top. So you've got compression and rebound adjustment on both legs. Does away with all the bleed holes on the compression leg. They put this one in, and then, I mean, they basically do the same thing, they're just nice and shiny. Biggest difference we've noticed, really, obviously, it works much better over all terrain. On your clickers, on the standard stuff, you generally have to go quite a few clicks to feel a difference. On the K-Tech kit, you go 1 click, 2 clicks, you will notice a difference. So you've got much greater adjustability there. Yeah. We're
talking now about suspension setup, which is going to be quite affordable as well, aren't we? For the sort of average rider. When
it brings it within the means of working man, if you like.
Yeah, compared to something like what cone valves, which are quite expensive. When you're looking at cone valves for a set of forks and a track shock, you could be looking at £4,000 roughly.
In that region.
In that region, which is like,
I mean, even second-hand stuff, you're still going to be way more than this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the stock items are pretty good as they are, but you always want, or you get to a point where your riding ability gets better, and you're looking for better things, aren't you? To make your riding that little bit easier. Yeah. And the upgrades in suspension do that.
Definitely, yeah. People are starting to realise that. I mean, years ago it was all, I'll put an exhaust and I'll do this, I'll do that, make the bike faster. You can make the bike as fast as you want. If the wheels aren't tracking the ground, you won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Or you certainly won't go anywhere any quicker. So yeah, with this kit, it tracks the ground a lot better. You get in drive, it makes you a lot more comfortable, so you don't get as fatigued when you're riding. It's just improvements all round.
Now I've got this kit on my 300 TPI. I've also got a revalved setup on my 4-stroke as well. So I've gone from a standard suspension, I've gone to a revalve, and I've also gone to the new ORVS front fork setup and also bladder setup on my 300 TPI. And I have noticed a difference in those 3 stages, but I think don't take my word for it. I think the best thing we could do now is go down to Tong and link in with a local rider and see what he has to say about ORVS K-Tech setup. Okay, well, we're now at Parkwood Off-Road Centre at Tong, near Bradford, the home of Eddie's Extreme Round 1, and I'm just with Rob Taylor now around. Rob is a customer at Eurotek, and it's something that I've got to know over the last sort of couple of years. And Rob, it's great to see you've had a good year so far, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, good to see you and all. Yeah, I've had some good fun this year. Got back into racing a little bit. Yeah, it's been good.
Now, before we start talking about your bike, which is in front of us now, I think the highlight for you this year was finishing at Sea to Sky, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was yeah, it was fantastic. I went there with wanting to finish it, but the realistic thing of let's go and enjoy it. And I qualified for beach racing, like top 50, which I was like, God. I started off like Jarvis. I walked to my bike and just tiddled down that beach. But then, yeah, it progressed, and I got a bit slower on the fast stuff, and then, yeah, just plodded away all day and finished. And yeah, fantastic. It's just a brilliant event, isn't it? You know, never done anything like it, and see what wife says. I might go back this year.
And overall, at the end of the main event, where did you finish position wise?
It were either 42nd or 38th. I can't remember if I finished the day on 42nd, but finished it overall on 38th. But I finished.
I mean, that's a credible experience that to finish there, and which I mean before Sea to Sky you were riding locally as a clubman rider. Now was that because you've done that event, you've sort of pushed yourself that bit further. Now going to be an expert rider.
Yeah. The realism is Damo Butler told me, that's it. You finish Sea to Sky, get out at Clubman. And my answer to that was, I've never won anything in Clubman. He goes, no, because all winners in Clubman should be in experts. So because of him, I'm gonna race the expert stuff now. But when I say race, I mean ride. You know, I'm here to enjoy it. I like enjoying it. That's it. So I'm gonna do Eddie's here and then just go from there really. I'm going to do Lagares, maybe Megawatt, then see what wife says about Sea to Sky again, and yeah, see what happens.
I'm really pleased for your Sea to Sky finish there. But just looking at your bike now, and you know, this week in the winter workshop, we're looking at suspension, and you've got the K-Tech ORVS set up on your bike, haven't you? Now, just tell me about your experience with suspensions so far, and I know this is your second KTM. You had a 17 before. Tell me where you sort of your journey began with suspension setup.
It began there. Before that, I've never ever adjusted anything because I didn't know what I was doing. But Nick did a revalve on my 17 bike, and it was nice. It was really it was fantastic. You know, I thought it changed the world. So I bought this. I bedded the suspension in and then said to Nick, just go put that, this ORVS in, because he said, well, let's do that. And yeah, it's really, really good. For me, an average Joe, whatever, up next, but I think it's perfect. On your standard suspension, 4 or 5 clicks don't really do anything, do they? So by the time you've gone one way, it'll get up to the end. Whereas with this, I find 1, 2 clicks and it changes something. You can go for like somebody like myself. You can go from a real stiff setup right down to real soft extreme, and it's really push and nice. A friend of mine's got some cone valves, and he had all that set up for him. Who was lighter than me, so it should be soft. But I found it too hard. This is that's good and expensive, but put the expense and the goodness into it. Yeah, you probably get it really. This for a rider of club levels and bits and bobs is I like it, and I never knew a lot about suspension. You can feel it.
Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, this sport can be quite expensive, and when you're investing in suspension, particularly if you're invested in cone valves, which like we've priced them up and looking at 2,600 approximately for a set of forks, and then £1,800 for a rear shock. It's a lot of money, isn't it? And not everyone can afford that. A lot of people haven't got the budget for it.
No, it's well, you trade your bike up, wouldn't you? You trade your bike up twice. This is within a budget, budget that people can afford or don't mind spending. Suspension is what takes you over stuff, doesn't it? So yeah, it's affordable. It's good.
Thanks for talking to us, Rob. Good luck with the next season, and let's get some riding done.
Yeah. Let's go have a bash about. See what we can do.
So that's Rob Taylor there talking about his experience with the K-Tech suspension system. He had a bladder and a revalve in the rear shock. He's also got the ORVS, the off-road valving system in the front forks, which converts the forks to compression and rebound on both sides. So there's a lot more adjustability there. As Rob said, it has made the world of difference. He's gone from stock to slightly tuned suspension, and he's gone to the ORVS K-Tech bladder type setup. And it's at a fraction of the cost of cone valves and track shocks, which are really the next level. But that's about it from me. We'll be doing another winter workshop in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. We're going to be looking at the Acerbis L.E.D headlight. We're also going to be looking at the navigation system that I was using whilst I was in Portugal at the X-Run event. I'm now off to Off-Road Orange for the weekend to get some filming done there. So stay tuned at Enduro Media at Eurotek Ktm. See you soon.